Here we go.
I'm good right here.
That's not this type of show. Hi, everybody. Kendall.
It's been such a long time. It's been 5 minutes.
I liked it. It's Safari. Hi, everybody. Post-holiday group here. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday that feels like a Monday. Hey, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the show. Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys had a good Memorial Day. It's good people right here. Getting us started with a brand new week. Thank you. Have a seat, everybody. Let's get started. Hope you had a great Memorial Day weekend. I hope you took a moment to remember the reason for the season. That was a little mixed bag of weather, but she's not a mixed bag. She is all fun. Give it up for Kendall, everybody. Hello, Kendall.
Hi. Good morning.
How you doing?
I feel good in my, what did you call this, safari outfit?
It's very safari chic.
Why,
yeah.
thank you.
It's like, oh, look, there's zebras. It's a very, no, you look fantastic. Did you have a good weekend?
I did. A good friend of mine got engaged on Saturday.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes.
Do you mind if, should we call the friend out? What's their
Yeah,
name?
Katie and Zach, they got engaged. Katie watches the show every day.
Hi, Katie.
Yeah, so
congratulations on the engagement,
Yes,
sweetie.
we love that.
Congratulations, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how do you top that? So
No,
that was
you
like-
can't. It's an engagement. You can't
Yeah.
top that unless they got married over the weekend.
Right,
But yeah,
right.
no, I had a good one. I've talked about it over the years on the show. I can only cook two things decently well, and
Okay.
that is I make a really good steak. I make a really good filet mignon, and then my dad's whole family is from the South. They're from Cumberland, Kentucky. My papa was a moonshine runner in Tennessee. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
This explains so much.
I know. I found that out just a couple years ago that he ran moonshine for the coal miners. But anyway, my papa also taught me how to make homemade Southern biscuits and gravy. So I have been, and don't roll the video yet, but after I lost my papa, the only thing I wanted was his like his pans and stuff. So I got that, and I've been perfecting the recipe for 10, 12 years. And we had a couple guests on the show a couple months ago. You guys, about 2 months ago, you'll remember them. They were the two finalists of Top Chef, and they made their biscuit recipes here on the show. They had some techniques that I was like, wow, I never thought of that. I never thought of that. I never thought of that. And one of them was I made homemade honey butter. And I topped my biscuits with a honey butter. I made a little video here. Let's not run the audio because I'll turn the audio down because anyway. But these are my biscuits, the first of the season there, and topped them with some honey butter. And what I did was, if y'all are watching and you make biscuits, what they did was that changed the way that I make biscuits. They don't use a food processor. They don't even use a spoon to stir their dough. They use their hands. And I did that, and I'm telling you, those were the best biscuits I've made in a decade. They were so good. So
I want one.
I have to admit, and then made the homemade sausage gravy. It was good. I'm like, oh, now I'm just getting hungry thinking about it. But anyway, if you want to see, by the way, that segment, I found it on our YouTube channel. If you go to our YouTube channel, we have all the full shows there. Go back about 2 months. And you'll see that episode. But let's worry about today's show. It's speaking of food, let's dig into the hot dish. Here we go, everybody. We're getting our first look inside the newly renovated Brady Bunch house. Now, this is so awesome, especially all of us that grew up either reruns or first run watching the Bradys. HGTV, as you remember, bought the iconic house last year. I think $3.5 million they paid for it. And then they announced, hey, we're buying it because we're going to renovate it. The network released a few images from inside. Guys, this isn't a TV set. That is the house now. That looks like, look at that living room.
Wow, yeah.
All the Brady kids were on hand for the reveal, as were some of the network's biggest stars like look at that. That is the inside of the house. The Property Brothers worked on it, Laura Spencer. The house served as just the facade of the show. The actual interior of the home was a set at a Hollywood studio for all of those seasons. And what's remarkable about this, everybody, is, you know, I'm a nerd of TV, so I know this. Usually when you see the exterior of a house, like on a TV show, the interior can't really ever fit into the exterior that they use.
Right.
But in this case, they added 2,000 square feet just to make the kids' bedroom. You know, the kids' bedrooms were upstairs.
Yeah.
Well, in real life, that house doesn't have an upstairs. So
What?
they had to add 2,000 square feet in the back for all the kids' rooms. So all the actors were like, it was so weird to go upstairs and there be something, because this was a fun fact. On the set, the kids' bedrooms were next door to the living room set. So the kids never, when they went upstairs, it was just a blank hallway. There was nothing up there. So we're going to see the full reveal coming up in September on HGTV. Did you watch the Brady Bunch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved that show.
Did you?
Marsha.
Well, because I always say Full House for your generation was kind of our generation's Brady Bunch in a way. You know what I mean? For millennials, you guys had.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I love them both. I
Oh.
loved Full House. Oh, my word.
Yeah,
Yes.
I loved Alice, the orange countertop. I wanted that, even though it was really ugly. I mean, you know, yeah. Next in the dish, the season finale of Killing Eve aired over the weekend over there on AMC. Now, again, we don't do spoilers. This is, if you don't remember, this is one of the shows I keep telling you need to watch. Here's a little bit.
I'm proud of you.
Proud?
Yes. We're safe now. You made us safe.
What do you mean?
After today, people will be angry. But we can look after ourselves now, can't we?
I'm going home.
What?
I've got to go home.
You can't go home.
Yes, I can.
We need to talk.
No.
You're ruining the moment.
What do you think is happening here?
We don't know what's happening. This was so good. I know some critics. I read some critics. They didn't like season 2. I don't know what they were watching. I have loved season 2, and it is very hard. I always talk about the sophomore curse on this show, and I usually, in reference to that, I talk about Desperate Housewives. How they, Desperate Housewives had a really good first season, and then the second season they ruined it. They put someone in a basement in like at a jail or something.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was horrible with Alfred Woodard. It was a horrible second season. This show, I think, kept the quality level up, kept my interest. I loved season 2, and I'm not going to say anything, but that little clip we just showed you plays a very important role in the finale. That's all. Yeah. Have you started watching this yet?
No, I just got
Kendall.
over Game of Thrones. I'm still like getting over
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Game of Thrones. It's 2 weeks ago. Move on. Come on, Kendall.
I'm gonna need like therapy in a month.
Oh,
That's what I need.
okay. I know people are still. I saw a video over the weekend of Kit Harington reading the script for the final Game of Thrones, crying. I know.
Yeah,
But
I can't. I'm not moved on.
Are
yet.
you still emotionally ravaged
Yes,
by that
I need
show?
to just watch HGTV Kardashians and Twins baseball for the next month to get over it and move on to a new show.
Yeah. By the way, Twins. By the way, congrats. They sold out on Target Field on what was it,
Over the
Saturday
weekend.
or Sunday? They sold
Both
out.
days.
Congratulations, they sold out. Yeah. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
It
so
was
nice.
gorgeous weather, and then Mother Nature got angry yesterday, and it was horrible. It was just dreadful. Next in the dish, drama over at NBC, drama at the Peacock. We're learning more about the circumstances over Adam Levine's exit from The Voice after 16 seasons. This popped on Friday, and I'm like, we will be talking about that on Tuesday. The Maroon 5 frontman was reportedly annoyed with a rule change on this season, which didn't guarantee he would get a singer in the live playoffs. He had apparently been taking his frustrations out on the set, and when he was asked to perform at NBC's Upfronts, that's where NBC shows their new shows to the bigwigs. Adam was so checked out that one exec at that event said he wanted him fired on the spot. He wanted Adam fired on the spot. Well, and I can see where the exec is coming from, because Adam makes $26 million a year from that show. Yeah, you better get up there and sing just a little bit, yeah. Sources say the decision to part ways was mutual. Yeah, please, yeah. Please. And are you kidding me? Who do you think we are? No, come on.
$26 million.
Yeah. And he was pouting a little bit, so he decided, I guess, if you watch the video of the upfronts, he was visibly annoyed, like just kind of was totally checked out and not really wanting to be there. It's like, come on, dude. I mean, if you want to leave the show, that's great.
Right.
But I think they had already like planned for him to be on for a couple more seasons. So this wasn't a mutual thing. This was, you acted like a brat, now you're out of there, which makes me sad because I do like Adam. But I will say, they always rotate the women on The Voice. They haven't rotated the men in a very long time.
No,
I'm glad. I'm actually
never.
glad.
Yeah.
Like, I like Blake, but
I used to like that show a lot. It's kind of like everything. It just gets old.
Well, I've said this about 4,000 times on this show to all the networks. We need to put singing shows to bed for a very long. Don't you think, audience?
I think you're right. I think that's what it is.
We need to put them to bed, let them nap, let us miss them, and then bring them, because we still have Idol and The Voice twice a year, and then there's a new song, there's Songland or something? Songland tonight. It's just, I like these competition shows, but we got to miss them. We don't miss them anymore. So, not that the networks will listen to me. Anyway, we have a great show. Go grab another cup of orange juice. We'll be back right after these words.
Prince Ali, fabulous,
Coming up, I was worried, I was even scared, because Disney's animated Aladdin means so much to me. Well, I saw the new live-action Aladdin over the weekend, and I'll tell you if my fears and worry were justified. Then, Danny and Sandy found it.
Summer loving had me a blast.
So can you. Summer loving. How to find it, and more importantly, how to keep it. And spring training with Jace continues, and let's be honest, we don't always look forward to working out, if we ever do. But trainer Galen is back with ways to actually make working out a bit more enjoyable. I promise. That's all coming up.
I don't know, I really don't think these guys just have what it takes to be your future husband.
You know I like you.
Yes, I do.
And that's great. And I'm glad that we automatically had a deep connection, but I've been struggling a little bit with it because I just feel like you already think it's promised to you. And that bothers me a lot. And I feel like your confidence in this kind of makes me irritated in a way.
Well, can I just cut you off for a second? Honestly, I'm happy we're having this conversation.
Yeah, hold on. Let me talk.
All right, sorry.
I like confidence, but it's cocky in a way. I don't like that at all. Okay?
Wow. That is just... The audience and I just agree. That's painful to watch. I just got to say, welcome back. Hannah B. telling Luke P. to back off, yo. Last night on The Bachelorette, he returned to try and steal her away 3 separate times after that conversation. It did not go over well with her or the other guys. Now, you may remember last week, Luke came in hot, girl. He came in hot on the first group date because that's the dude that after 4 hours, he said that he loved her. Yeah. I weep for the future. Anyway, next in the dish. Last week, we told you about the big ratings win for Stephen Colbert. The Late Show winning in the key demo, and that means, the demographic that advertisers want. The key demo for the first time since the early 90s, back from when Letterman first started on The Late Show. Well, now we're learning there is turmoil over at The Tonight Show with Fallon. According to Page 6, one executive who has been with Jimmy since 2009 is out, and no one knows where she went. What do you mean they don't know where she went? What do you mean? 7 months ago, NBC brought in a Today Show bigwig. His name is Jim Bell to run the show. But apparently that dude is feuding with SNL creator Lorne Michaels because for those of you who don't know, Lorne Michaels kind of oversees all of the late night shows basically on NBC. Now, Jim believes that Fallon needs to reinvent himself and thinks that Lorne Michaels is stuck in the past. Jim took Jimmy's show to Puerto Rico, which was actually really successful. Here's the thing, Here's the thing. You can't change people. I mean, whether the ratings go up and down, the fact of the matter is, the shows are based on people connecting with the particular host. And if they try to make Fallon something that he's not, y'all are going to see right through that. People can sense phoniness. That's why the key to success of any type of show like this one is, be it good, be it bad, whether people get mad at you or not, you got to be yourself. You got to forget about the lights. You got to forget about the cameras and Aaron Schwab. And you got to just, you know what I mean?
Forget about Aaron.
But if you try, forget about Aaron. But no, I'm serious. If they try to turn Jimmy Fallon into Stephen Colbert, it's not going to work. You got to let Jimmy be Jimmy. And if the audience doesn't like it, then the audience doesn't like it. But your trip to failure will be even faster if you try to make the host into something that they're not. You know what I mean? Don't you think?
It's true. He's just kind of a goofy, funny guy.
Yeah.
But they're not the same thing. And if people don't want it, well, they don't want it. But
yeah, I mean, I can only everything. I mean, I can only speak from my personal experience. We had an executive in here. I wish executive producer Jeff was in here because he would smile at me. We had a boss a couple of years ago come in and try to change me. And I was like, girl, I'm 40 years old. I ain't changing. I mean, I am what I am. And you know what I mean? And if people like it, that's great. And if they don't, then I'll go be a veterinarian or something. You know what I mean? I had to say.
You could be a veterinarian?
I would actually, yes, I have a degree in that. I would open a restaurant.
Really?
I would probably do that, yeah. But anyway, that executive, no longer here, by the way. Yeah. Next on the dish, a new series just started streaming on Netflix starring Renee Zellweger. Oh, okay. You know me. Like people in our audience, I love the nighttime soaps. I miss them. I like a good, juicy drama. This looks like it could fill that quotient for me. Here's a look at What If.
If you want a life of purpose, begin by inverting the notion that everything happens for a reason. All your efforts, personal, professional, carnal, you must be willing to make the hard choices, do the unpleasant things, risk your most valuable assets. Because nothing worthwhile is ever achieved without sacrifice.
Audience, I gotta tell you, it is juicy. Renee looks fantastic, by the way. So it's from the creator of Revenge over on ABC, which my buddy Alexis would love. Renee plays a game player who, presents a cash-strapped couple with an incredible opportunity. But what are they willing to risk to have it all? So basically, let me cut through this and tell you. So it's like Indecent Proposal. I'm not gonna give anything away in the trailer. It says it right in the trailer. So have you ever seen Indecent Proposal?
No, but I liked Revenge.
Yeah, okay.
So you have me.
We got to go, but so Renee offers that couple. She's really super rich, and she looks at the wife and she goes, I will finance your business venture if you let me with your husband. And then stuff starts to unravel from there. We watched one episode. It's like 10 o'clock. I'm like, put the next one on! Yeah, I was like, yeah. I don't care about sleep. Put the next one on. Still ahead, everybody. Over the weekend, I saw the live-action Aladdin. Did the movie surpass my low expectations? I'll let you know when we come back. Back after this, everybody. Before we get to the movie review, this is proof we checked social media during the commercial breaks. Someone has tweeted, wanted to know where you got your necklace. Where did you? Everyone's complimenting you on your necklace.
It's from a little store in Red Wing that I don't think is open anymore.
Oh.
Shop local.
Shop local, everybody. Sorry, you can't buy it.
Sorry.
Over the weekend, I went to the movies and saw the live-action Aladdin. And I wasn't the only one. Listen to this. The movie pulled in $112 million in the box office over the holiday weekend. Yeah. crushing expectations. That's a little hint of what I'm about ready to say. Before I give you my thoughts, here's a little bit of it.
Hey, can you make me a prince?
There is a lot of gray area in make me a prince. I could just make you a prince.
Oh, no.
Right, you'll be snuggled up with that dude for the rest of your life.
Y'all see my palace?
Be specific with your words. The deal is in the detail.
Got it.
Which I don't really understand, because if she already likes you, why change?
I told you, she has to marry a prince.
I just want to go home, man.
Okay, I can do that.
And he can do that. The movie stars Will Smith as the genie, Mina Masad as Aladdin, and Naomi Scott as Princess Jasmine. Let me just cut to the chase, just in case you need to go run some errands. I loved Aladdin. I loved it. I didn't just like Aladdin. I loved it, and so you know where I'm coming from. This movie, I'm not joking, really means a lot to me. I saw it when I had just graduated from high school. I saw it maybe 50 times, and that's not a joke, in the theaters. My friends and I, we loved it. We went to it all the time. For me, it's The Lion King, and then Aladdin is my favorite Disney movie, so this means a lot to me. So I was very worried with the pre-release press that was mixed. People didn't like the CG effects with Will Smith. People didn't like Jafar. I went into the movie yesterday very tepid, very timid, and I was blown away. It is fantastic. Will Smith, let me start with him. I'll start with the positives. Taylor Swift once said, haters gonna hate. Well, don't listen to the haters. Will Smith is fantastic. He makes the genie his own. And here's the thing. You can like Robin Williams and Will Smith's version of the genie at the same time. It's fine. Will Smith made the genie his own, and that's what makes it work. He's not trying to be Robin Williams. He is fantastic as the genie. Actually, one of my favorite moments, most of my favorite moments about Aladdin are these tender moments, these quiet moments between Genie and Aladdin, because you believe these two gentlemen have a real friendship. I teared up at the end when the genie turns back into a human. I did. So did we all did. It's such great. The actors, Mina that plays Aladdin, and Jasmine, they have amazing chemistry. Aladdin, from the first get-go, you're rooting for him. You like him. You just adore him. And then the music. They did such a good job modernizing it and bringing it up to 2019 without changing the essence of it. Now, is it a shot-for-shot remake? No. Here's the best thing about this. Some of these live-action remakes we don't really need. I love Disney, but did we need Dumbo? No. This is what's so great. This is what's so great about Aladdin. Director Guy Ritchie, who also co-wrote it, kind of fleshed out the story a little more, especially in the case of Jasmine. Jasmine is now a more fully developed character. Her motivation, you know that she wants to be Sultan, and it makes sense. She's a strong woman, and it's not in a pandering way to the current environment of the Me Too movement. Her motivations make sense in the context of the story. She is a great character. All around, this is such a good movie. Go see it. Don't listen to the haters. Yeah. Now, at the end of the show, at the very end of the show, I'm going to tell you why I hate human beings. Yeah. Specifically, people in movie theaters. I will tell you what happened toward the end of the show. Aladdin is in theaters right now. Still ahead, everybody. It's time for Summer Love. But why is it so hard to find that special someone this time of year? A love guru, April Davis, is back to give us some tips on summer loving when we return. Back in a moment. Love Aladdin. Welcome back, everybody. If you aren't in a relationship, get ready, because summer is the time for love, as they tell us. But finding summer love is not as easy as it sounds. Here with her dating tips for the summer, give it up for April Davis from Luma Luxury Matchmaking, everybody. Welcome back, April.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, why is it, now I didn't know this, I would think it would be the opposite. Why is it harder in the summer to find love?
You know, actually in the spring, that's the breakup season. So you have
Really?
in the fall, winter, that's cuffing season where the handcuffs go on.
Yeah.
And, and then breakup season.
I love
is
it. We
in the
call it the
spring.
cuffing season.
Yep, cuffing season.
Yeah.
When people, hunker down with their significant other and get in a relationship so they can cuddle and stay warm all winter. But then spring comes around and people want to get outside. There's just so much going on and a lot of activities, and people are busy and they're out meeting new people. So they want to be single. They don't want to be tied down to someone.
See, now that makes sense like that, because it's like in the winter you don't want to put much effort into anything. Yeah. Okay, so we were loving this in the office today. You have, I think, 3 tips on making it easier in the summer. Number 1, say hi to at least one new person a day.
Absolutely, at least one.
Yeah.
So it could be just smiling, saying hello, asking somebody, hi, how are you doing? That's just a great opener for people, because especially ladies, you need to make it easy for guys in order for them to approach you and to talk to you, because, we can be pretty intimidating and kind of scary.
Yes! Yeah, especially, April, all kidding aside, I have people sometimes say I'm unapproachable because I have a resting blank face, and
I was thinking that.
I do.
Yeah, I'm glad you're.
When Aaron Schwab has had audience members tell her that during the commercial break when I'm just sitting there, but you're right. Just smile. You gotta just
be
April,
open.
you didn't have to agree with that so quickly, but anyway, yeah. Okay, number 2. I love this. Flirt with everyone.
Everyone. So male, female, whatever and whoever. And it's just really, it's having that bubbly, magnetic personality. That's what people like and are attracted to. So if you're outgoing, you're fun, more and more people will feel comfortable with you and want to come up and talk to you.
And April, isn't that also tied into a level of confidence, because confidence is attractive?
Right, absolutely. And if you make other people feel good because you're flirting with them, it could be just saying, oh, you look great today. I always say, you know how they always say, don't say anything nice if you can't say anything at all.
Yeah.
Well, I think the opposite is true. If you think something nice, why not tell the person? Even if it's an absolute stranger.
Absolutely.
And so oftentimes I'll get some weird looks because like the other day I was walking through the airport and I passed by this lady and she just had stunningly beautiful eyes. And, she's like 70, 67 years old, and I'm not hitting on her or flirting, but in a way, I just told her, I'm like, you are just a stunning woman. I think you should know that, because I was thinking it. So
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I do that. I use name tags. Like if I'm at Target, I'll be like, hello, Becky, I like your hair. You know what I mean? Or I compliment like our executive producer, Jeff, when he's wearing a good outfit. I'm like, you look very nice today. Yeah. Hasn't happened in a while. But make it, number 3, make it a priority. What do you mean by that?
Well, like anything in life, if finding a relationship is important to you, you have to make it a priority. So you go to college in order to, build up your skills and help you to get a good job. Well, those are, that you're making that a priority. Same thing with your love life. You need to just say yes to every invitation that you get. If it's to go to a party, you might meet somebody there. And also make a goal to have maybe one date a week at least.
Yeah.
And that way you're getting out, you're making sure that you're meeting new people all the time.
I like that. Just don't come from a place of yes, as Bethany would say. Come from a place of yes. Okay, and then also because it is the summer season, there are a lot of activities that we can do, like activity-based dates.
Right, absolutely. So I think there's a lot of options. One thing that you can do, some people get intimidated because they're like, oh, well, they're better at it than I am. Well, find something that maybe neither of you have ever done.
Yeah.
So it could be going.
Yeah. Maybe don't do rock climbing if you've never been rock climbing. Yeah.
Well, not without a trainer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but, for example, last week my husband and I went and we got dance lessons, and we learned how to. Yeah, it's country western dance lessons, and yeah, it was a great time. Neither of us have ever done it.
Is there a video of that anywhere? That would be fantastic. No.
You don't want to see it. It was ugly. We're going again.
Yeah.
So it will be, it's just doing something different and getting out of your routine. And also, but if there is something that you're both interested in, say it's music, you could go out to a concert at Paisley Park or different, hiking, of course. But I also like the idea of just having a new experience and kind of maybe even playing, pretend. Because,
Yeah.
So, for example, you could pretend like, oh, you're interested in buying a new house and go look at some open houses together and like see, oh, what do you like, what do you don't like together. Just it can be interesting.
No,
so
I think at first that sounds ridiculous, but I love that.
Yeah,
If you
just
take a
see
Saturday
unique,
yes,
unique date ideas. So
change your identity. Like, hello, we're the Smiths, and you know, I don't know. Okay, now we're not going anywhere because when we come back with April, we're going to learn the term. I didn't know what this means. Freckling. What does it mean, and why it's now become a thing in the dating world when we come back. Back in a moment, everybody. Freckling. None of us knew what it was in the building. Welcome back, everybody. We're back with April Davis, a professional matchmaker with Luma Luxury Matchmaking. Again, April, we were talking, it was setting in with all of us. You know, we all kind of giggled when he said the open house thing, but the audience, we're liking that more. Producer Ted, I think producer Ted and I are going to go look for a house together. That's right, yeah. Wouldn't that be sweet? Yeah. Okay, yeah. April, let's get to it. What is freckling?
Freckling is romance during the summer. It only lasts as long as people's freckles.
So the freckles go away, and so does the romance.
It's like a summer fling. So they call it freckling because it's a summer fling. As long as the freckles are out, you're in a fling.
Seriously? So that's really a thing. I thought it was just something that was on Grease.
You know?
Yeah, no.
They have a name for every season.
Okay, so how do you turn a freckle into a long-term relationship? You have 3 ideas.
Yeah, well, I mean, the first one I think is just it can be kind of obvious, but just having those deep conversations, taking things from those surface level, superficial type conversations to asking people more in-depth questions. There's this article about 36 questions to make anyone fall in love with you. You can Google it. And it's just an interesting conversation piece because I would ask you a question and then you answer it, you ask me the next question, and it goes deeper and deeper. And then eventually at the end of the conversation, we're supposed to be in love.
Oh, so. Seriously? Maybe Ted and I will do that instead.
There you go.
Are you pulling it up?
You can do it, Ted.
Oh, Jeff, are you pulling it up? We should do that on a future episode. That's right, we'll do that.
I mean, if you're in a relationship, it's a great way to help pull you closer together.
Yeah. Number 2, find balance.
Yeah, so a lot of times when people get in a relationship, they just throw away everything in their life and they just focus on that person there, totally in that new relationship. And what I think people need to do is make sure you still keep your priorities in check and have that balance in your life. Don't make them your entire life, because the reason why they started liking you to begin with is because of everything that you had going on in your world and because you were attractive.
Oh, I like that. Number 3, keeping that in mind, keeping number 2 in mind, but number 3, making plans for the future.
Yeah, well, if you want the relationship to last, then start talking about the future, make trip plans together, or just talk about things that you want to do and how you see your whole life, and them in it.
And now what happens, here's a situation, you get to the end of the state fair, the freckles are fading, you would like the freckles to continue, but someone else doesn't want the freckles to continue. What do you do?
Well, I think it's always, important for people to be honest, no matter what. Just have those direct conversations, and I think it's also important to stand by what you really want. And if you expect and you want a relationship from someone and they're not capable of doing that for you, then it's time to cut it and move on to someone else. And if you're on the opposite side of things and you're not interested in a long-term committed relationship, but they are, again, it's the same thing. You have to just be open and set their expectations, and I think you should be open about that along the way. Don't lead somebody on.
I was going to say, should you tell right away, or should you wait till the end of the state fair when summer's over to tell them that? I mean, when you know what I mean?
I just think you should always be clear on what your intentions are with people. If you are giving mixed messages and say, oh, I just want a casual relationship, but yet you're spending every day with them, you're introducing them to your family, that's not the same thing, and you're going to end up making people very mad and just hurting feelings and stuff. So it's important to be very clear and then set those boundaries.
Be clear of the level of freckles. Be clear of the freckling.
My love lasts as long as the freckles.
That's right. Give it up for April, everybody. For more information, head to lumasearch.com. And if you missed the segment, don't worry. We'll post it on our Facebook page a little bit later. And then, of course, on our YouTube channel, search The Jason Show and hit subscribe. Still ahead, you're struggling to work out because, well, it's not fun. My trainer, Galen Wood, is back as spring training with Jason continues on tips to get off the couch, and we promise it'll be fun when we come back. Back in a moment. Thank you, April. Welcome back, everybody. It's time for spring training with Jay. Some of you love to work out. I would like to meet all of you because I don't believe you. But for a lot of us, it is boring and it's hard to convince ourselves to get off the couch. I'm telling you, the struggle is real. Here were some tips on how to spice it up and make workout a little more fun. Is my trainer and yours, Galen Wood, everybody. Welcome back. Oh my goodness. What? How much did you pay them? That's
not enough. Whatever amount it was
Yeah.
not enough. That is the best thing ever.
But this is, and we should tell you too, we're going to be, over the next month or so, we're going to be going out, continuing spring training, and physically showing you some fun activities that you can do that's fun and will give you your cardio results. But bottom line, this is important to mix it up and to make it fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we're making jest of it, but you need to keep it interesting. Yeah.
A lot of it is the difference between activities and exercise, right? It's the difference between your habits and your routine and some of those kind of things, right? So when we talk about activities, we're talking about like that should be fun, right? Like you should be doing activities like country line dancing or kayaking or whatever it is that you kids are into, right? Active Facebooking, whatever it is, right? Like the key is your activities should be fun. Find things that you enjoy that get you active. Exercise doesn't necessarily need to be fun. I've been exercising, for a long time, and I've never really enjoyed it. Like, it's never been something that I look forward to.
No, see, let me stop you. This is another reason why I love Galen, is because I call him a realistic trainer, and he admits, because I don't like the people that go, I love to work out every day. I don't need to hear that. You are very honest. You are a trainer that it's like you do it because it makes you feel right. You want to be healthy and it makes you feel good.
No, there's no better way for me to get the results of exercise.
Yeah.
Right? But so for me, exercise becomes about the results that I get out of it. Activities are about having fun. Right? So my exercise can be dumb and not very fun and not something I look forward to and whatever. Ideally I make it, as fun by changing things up and doing some classes and da-da-da-da-da. But ideally, accepting that it doesn't have to be fun, for me, is helpful because I'm never expecting it.
Yeah. Comfort versus results. What do you mean by that?
So I love this. Comfort, so everything in exercise, and we joke about the motivational posters in your gym, right?
Yeah.
So much of the stuff in exercise.
They're the dumbest motivational posters
that
do not motivate anybody.
No, it's like at 211 degrees, water's just hot. At 212 degrees, it's boiling and can power a locomotive.
They're
and you're
ridiculous.
So if you light me on fire really a lot, I'll be motivated.
Yeah.
So the difference is that so much of what we talk about in fitness is like, are you in your comfort zone? If you're in your comfort zone, then you're not getting results. Which is fine, but like, who wants to be uncomfortable all the time? Like, I'm uncomfortable all the time. I'm afraid that my kids are gonna get hurt. Like, there's just so many things that make me uncomfortable, right? So I don't want to be uncomfortable all the time. The difference is, though, is that ideally my habits become more comfortable, and then when I get out of my comfort zone, I get better results. But that doesn't mean that I'm not getting results when I'm doing something that's comfortable.
Got it.
Right? And so like
I like that.
Right? And so I don't have to be uncomfortable all the time, but I do have to be uncomfortable sometimes.
Some of the time.
Yeah, but just some of the time.
Because then you feel good with the results at the end of the workout.
You're going to get better results when you're uncomfortable, but you're more likely to do it if you are comfortable.
Focus on habits. What do you mean by that?
So focus on habits is literally just that. Like so your habits are what kind of allow you to have a change of lifestyle, which is, I guess, almost redundant and kind of silly to say. But the whole goal, I think, with health and fitness is to do it long term, right? You're better off exercising 10 minutes a day for 10 years than 60 minutes a day for whatever the math is on that, 2 years, 1.8 years.
Are you really trying to do math?
I'm sorry.
Let's
so
not.
And then taking 8 years off.
Yeah.
Right? So the goal is about creating habits that are realistic that you can do for long periods of time. And that's why finding activities that you actually enjoy, helpful. Creating habits that are realistic, helpful. Having some things that are comfortable, helpful.
Focus on progress.
Yes.
Focus on progress.
So, and this is the other big thing, and some of this is just for me, and I don't know if I'm just, well, I am kind of a unique personality, but
because progress equals motivation, right, Galen?
Some of that though, but like for somebody like me, like I tend to, if I get too frustrated or overwhelmed, I don't do anything, right? So if I feel like I'm failing at something, I'm much less likely to do it than if I feel like I'm succeeding, right? And so like for me, like and you know, I joke with people about this, like my other alternative to exercising really hard is not doing it.
Yeah.
Right. My alternative to exercise is not like, oh, am I going to do a really hard one or a really, really hard one? My alternative is like, am I going to not do it or am I going to do something?
Yeah.
So anytime I get to the gym and I do something, that's better.
That's a win.
Exactly. And so for me, like, and it's probably just because I'm a petty 5-year-old on the inside.
Yeah.
Grow.
Yeah.
But so the, come on.
I've known you for 20 years. No.
Someday, just like even if I could just be 12.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't want to be 12.
No, you don't want to be 12.
Boy,
It's
it's not the
horrible.
best.
It's a horrible
Not the best.
age.
Not the best.
Yeah.
Although my daughter's 12 and she's amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the love you, Sophia, if you're watching. So the thing about that is that progress means that I'm just doing a little bit better than I did before.
Yeah.
And that's the whole goal. And it makes it so I'm always, anytime I'm getting in the gym, I'm being successful. Anytime I do something a little bit healthier, I'm being successful. I stretch my calves for 30 seconds in the morning, success.
Because I know, and I say one of the keys to success for me, and the reason I like working out with Galen, and I think his type of training works for me, is because I don't beat myself up if I have a bad workout. You're like, Jace, life is going to happen. You're not going to be really good at that, but you're still doing it. Exactly. Whether you're perfect at it, you have perfect form, you got in there and you tried, and and that is motivating to me and for me. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and we take the long-term view, right? If we can, you're far better off again just doing it consistently over the long period of time than going ham. Or whatever the kids are...
Going ham?
Going ham. That's a thing. That's a thing. Ask a child.
Going ham?
Find a Kendall verified. That's a thing.
How does Kendall know?
Because she's
going
like...
ham?
She's mad hip.
What does ham
she's
mean?
Lit. She is
We're
lit.
in a fitness segment and you're talking about ham.
So, it's actually an abbreviation. I'm not going to say what it is abbreviated for.
We appreciate that.
But it's going very hard.
Going very hard. Okay. Well, there we go. Now, again, over the course of the next month or so, Galen and I are going to be going outside and showing you fun exercises that we do, well, that he makes me do, that keeps me motivated. And you'll be seeing those. And again, keep the comments and the videos coming. If you're working out and you have been for the last few months with us for spring training with Jason, go ahead and drop us an email or make a little video, post it on our Facebook page, and you could end up on the show. And if you want to get a hold of Galen, to search for Ask Galen on social media. And we'll be posting this whole thing on YouTube. To search for The Jason Show. Look for that graphic with my clean-shaven face. We'll be changing that soon.
Yep.
And you can find the episode there. We'll be right back to wrap up the show after this. Welcome back, everybody. Fixing the old glasses. I know. Kendall joins me again. So I hate people, and not all people. I love you, but you guys. But I say this because America. Not only do you love Ted, but you're going to be with me on this one, and that is people that talk in a movie theater should be put in jail. I really think. Now, maybe not in jail. We have overcrowding, but I will say this. There should be a national database of people that get caught talking in movie theaters, and then those individuals, after 2 strikes, are never allowed in a movie theater again, because I sat next to, and I'm putting her on full blast. I would normally not do this, but I'm going to stick up for all of you out there that have paid a lot of money to go see a movie, and some moron behind you has ruined it by talking the entire time. To the woman that went to the 3:30 Aladdin at the AMC Rosedale and sat in row 6 behind me with her 2 kids, you should never be allowed in a movie theater again, because, ma'am, if I wanted running commentary for a movie, I would go home, put a DVD in, and press the special feature that says running commentary. You are neither special nor a feature, so please be quiet during the motion picture that I have paid for. I don't get why this is such a hard concept for people. All of you, I always think of the parents. You spend $100. Yesterday's movie was $37. And I thought about all the parents who spent their money, got a babysitter, and this woman has ruined it for them. This is their one night out a month. I'm lucky. Like, it's not really about me. I'm lucky. I don't have kids. I can go out a lot. But I thought of this one family sitting there that kept turning around and looking at this rude woman because she was interrupting the movie that we've all paid for. Why is it so hard for people to just be quiet for 2 hours and turn off your phone? I don't get it.
I don't know.
And movie theater companies, I put the onus a little bit on you. You want to know why people aren't coming to your movie theaters like they used to? It's because you're not enforcing no talking the way you should. Put some resources into getting more staff members in the auditoriums to kick people out when they're interrupting paid customers.